Good evening and welcome to VSL F2 here in Imola, where we have a potential championship decider on our hands. If certain things go people's way, we will be crowning a drivers' champion here with a nice full grid, or nearly full grid, 19 drivers, which is very good to see. Let's sort ourselves out quick with the telemetry and stuff. We'll get a track map up. There we go. So, Rhino Fire Racer, we've missed the first 3 and a little bit minutes of qualifying, but we still have a nice 14.5 to enjoy, so that was very, very good. As we are on board with Y Racer for, I'm not sure if this is the first lap anyone's on, but this first lap we'll be on board with. Coming through the middle sector. Seems alright at the minute. Runs a bit wide, that's going to be invalid, and he absolutely sends it back to the Pope's house. Mike is setting the first lap of the second with a 1:18.1. Oh my, that is a bit dodgy there from whoever that was. I believe it was a Ferrari. That Kev, it was Kev, who was, I think, exiting the pits. It is a bit of a dodgy pit lane here. It does kind of send you out onto the racing line. But yeah, let's take a quick gander at the championship order kind of thing, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. So Gareth, where is he? There he is. He's currently in the pit, so we won't look at him at the minute. It's a nice slipstream. It is rocks on. Goes up to P1, 16.1. Big field spread in the minute, 1.7 seconds, or now 1 second separating the top 2. But anyway, Gareth can secure the title today if he does win the race, and if Gareth does win the race, Yuri must finish second with the fastest lap. So a win today for Gareth will pretty much secure him the title. Is Yuri on track? Where is he? I think I might be blind. Anyway, we'll have a look in a sec. So if Gareth finishes second, Yuri must finish fourth with the fastest lap. And I'll take you through the rest in a little bit, but all you need to know for now is that Gareth can win the title today. And it isn't completely impossible, so we could realistically see a title being won today, which is good. Or exciting anyway. As Gareth has drove an incredible season, and it would be very, very much deserved. Let's have a look. There he is. Yuri is in the pits at the minute, so neither of our championship protagonists out on track. Let's have a look at who is Ryan in the Alpine on track. So while we worry about the drivers, let's have a quick look at the constructors, because I believe that is very close as well. It is 9 points separating the top 3. Williams is P1 at the minute with 273 points, and Alpine with just 3 points behind on 270, and then 9 points behind them is Red Bull with 261, and then it's a little bit of a gap to Mercedes with, I believe that's 188. Yeah, it's the top 3. It is Williams, Alpine and Red Bull fighting for the constructors, and then it is Gareth and Y Racer fighting for the drivers, but that is heavily in Gareth's favour, so I expect to see Gareth win the title, if not today, then next week probably. But let's have a look. Let's get back to the qualifying session at hand. We have Gareth on track. He's about to start a lap, so we'll stay on board with him. Is Y Racer on track yet? Nope, he's still in the pits, so leaving it a bit late. I believe this is our first race. Actually, Portugal might have been, but this is either our first or second race since the patch, which now allows you to use medium tyres in qualifying, and choose your tyre set, aggressive, balanced, or whatever the other one is. I can't really remember. But yeah, so there is potential to see some medium tyres used in qualifying, but with the top 10 starting the tyres they qualified on will being axed for this year, don't expect them to make too many appearances, or at least at the stages of qualifying where it actually matters. But on board with Gareth coming through the middle sector, coming up to this fast left-hander down to 5th gear, I believe he'll go to, maybe 6th, no, down to 5th. Runs a bit wide. It's not going to be invalid, it's not. He manages to avoid the invalidation by running really wide. Does he get this right? Down to 4th gear, down to 3rd, mid-corner, short shifting, coming into this very fast chicane. How much curve can he take? He doesn't use as much curve as I think he can, so there is maybe a little bit of time there for Garrett to find. But he's staying purple middle as L. Ooh, that's a new name. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. Give me a think about that one and then I'll say it. But the McLaren goes P1. So here comes Gareth out the final corner. Can he take that top spot from the McLaren? I don't think he's going to. No, he's not. Only P5 for the Williams man. A massive 7/10 off P1. So a bit of work for our championship leader to try and find some more time out of the car. But El Hasselager, I'm not too sure how to say that. I hope I'm not butchering it too bad. It's currently P1 in the McLaren. I believe this is his debut. I do not recognise the name. Same Agnew Roxon has raced before. He's currently P2. And Davo hasn't set a lap yet. He's about to start one though. Acorn in the Alpine as well, still in the pits. I'm not sure if he's come out and validated or whether he just sat there the whole time. But here he goes on a lap, coming down into the first few corners. Got a little bit of traffic in front in the form of an Alpine, I believe that is. And I think that's Ryan, so let's hope Ryan gets out of the way. He does in dramatic fashion by going for a trip to the beach in the gravel at the end of sector 1. But here's Davo coming out of the hairpin style corner. What gear is he going to choose with here, and can he keep it on track? He goes 5th as well, but manages to actually keep it within the white lines, unlike Gareth. So maybe this could equate to a better lap time. Very aggressive through there, runs wide. He doesn't get invalidated, so he manages to carry on the lap. Now comes the chicane. How much curve is he going to use? Similar to Gareth on the first bit, but a lot less on the second, and I think that's going to give him a worse run down to the penultimate corner. Let's see though, what is the lap time saying? Braking about 75 metres from the corner, in between the 150. Oh, runs a bit wide and invalidates right on the exit, the final corner, and that is going to be Davo peeling off into the pits because of that. Y Racer, our other championship protagonist, on a lap right now, and catches too much of the first curve, unsettles the car, maybe bottoms out on the curve and causes him to spin. Tsunoda and Leclerc style, keeps out the wall though, so no damage for him. I wonder if he has the battery. It doesn't look like he does to go again, so whether he does a cool down lap and then goes again or pits now is a decision for him to make in these next few seconds. Let's have a look though, what's he going to do? He's going to peel off into the pits. Do we have anyone else on a lap? I think Acorn on an out lap at the minute. Is Ryan on a lap? He's 65 thousandths down there in the first. Well, that was very nice through there for Ryan. That looked very clean. Maybe a little bit cautious through the double right. Managed to get a nice clean exit. I imagine he's going to be up. He's not. He's got some more time in the middle. So can Ryan find some time here in the final? Oh, a bit of oversteer on the exit of the chicane there. It's not going to give him the best run. Down here to the penultimate corner once again. Can he avoid an invalidation? Unlike Davo. Through the final corner. Don't go over the white line. He doesn't. What's it going to be for the Alpine man? It's going to be a 17.3, so he improves by just over a tenth. But I don't think that doesn't improve his position on the grid. I think Tony's had a trip to the gravel there by the marks on those tyres, and he has invalidated as well. Lee's heading in too early there. We have Kev. Manu's had a lot of pace, but hasn't really had the consistency, or just hasn't been there to challenge for the title. But every time, I remember anyway, he's shown really good pace. Same for the likes of Lio, who has had rotten luck and missed a few races. And that's why he's been in the top 5 as well. But let's have a look. What can the Ferrari man do? Hopefully that car in front, the McLaren, will not hold up too much. I believe that's Tony, the man who took a little trip to the gravel, I think. Tony does peel off, so what can Kev do? Can this get him up to P1? No, it's going to be P2, just under 2/10 off pole position at the minute. And Excite has retired, and I think we've seen where, as Lio nearly goes ploughing into the back of him. That would have maybe get a new pair of pants out there for Lio. That was a very close and scary moment there. Let's have a look. Well, Jack Craig, I think the car's gone now, so he will be alright, but that was very close between the Aston Martin and the Mercedes for a big collision. So here we have Jack Craig missing his apex massively. That's going to cost him a chunk of time, maybe 3-4 tenths there. He is now 81 thousandths down and not taking anywhere near as much curve as he possibly can. So this has been a poor lap that we've seen so far from Jack Craig. About 8 points, 8 tenths down in the first, so there's no point in watching that N89 invalid. Newgarden. Is he just starting a lap? Yeah, he is. So we'll go have a look at Newgarden. What can he do in the Red Bull? Gets a decent exit. Got Haas in front of him weaving. Hopefully that Haas pulls out the way it does. That won't be an issue for him. Coming through the middle sector into the double right. Oh, takes too much speed into there and runs wide and invalidates his lap, and he's down anyway. So he needs to go again. I think Y-Race has had a spin through the first few corners. Guys are entering the pit lane, same with Newgarden. Mike is on a lap, I think. Oh, not anymore. As he goes off and that is his lap done. Rob's on in the half starting a lap. The man currently in P3 needs to find 2.5 tenths to get himself to provisional pole. Let's have a look at the split coming through the first sector. It's looking very committed from the Haas. What's it going to be? He's 700ths up, so it's looking good so far. If he can keep that up, he should find himself very close to Haslager. I really do not know how to say that name, I do apologise. But anyway, coming into the double right that we've seen so many drivers make mistakes at, how can he navigate it? A bit cautious maybe. And he's backed off, so I'm not too sure what's happened there. Mike going for it again in the Alpha Tauri. I'm not too sure how long's left because we got the yellow flag, so I can't see. When it goes away, hopefully we can see. Oof, Mike, that Alpha Tauri looks pretty loosey goosey all over the road. He is 2 tenths down in the first, so I don't think it's going to be improvement for him. Y-Race on a lap, he needs to improve his qualifying position. You cannot afford to be qualifying this low down in a title battle. He needs to improve, and I think he's only going to have one go at it, because I think we are in the final minute or two of this qualifying session. Yeah, 1 minute 45 left, so Y-Racer is only going to get one go at improving him. I'm not on board with him when he starts his lap. As we have Dave on the lap currently. The Mercedes, how much is he going to be up? 17.1 seconds, that is a huge amount of time. And then he goes and messes it up in the chicane by invalidating, so Davo has one more shot at it as well. Mike, who we saw for the first part, is a second down, so he's not improving. Lee coming out of the first few corners. Let's have a look. That is split through the first sector. That's very committed and pretty good from Lee. 1.3 tenths up. He does need to find 1.2 seconds though. He did the same purple first. I'm not sure if that's a glitch in the game or whether that is actually a real purple. And then coming through this double right, yellows in all 3 sectors, and Robson goes P1 by just over 200ths. So the Haas goes P1. Ooh, Lee getting very skatey there out of the chicane. It's had a purple middle as well, I think. So this could be a worldie of a lap from Lee if he manages to set it. Misses apex there in the penultimate corner. That might cost him a little bit of time. What's it going to be for Lee? The time's looking good. It could be maybe top 5. It is P5, just goes ahead of Gareth. Where is Gareth? Just coming out of the first few chicanes. That was a car off there, but we need to look at Y-Racer. our championship protagonist, 12.5 seconds up. How much can he find in this final sector? As there is the checkered flag. Davo starting 18th out best right now. So this is the man we want to see. What can Yuri do? He needs to get himself into the top 10 if he wants to stand a chance of keeping his title fight alive. What's it going to be for the Red Bull man? P7 behind Gareth at the minute. Gareth is down on his lap. Gareth is down. That is not good for him. He'd like to be a bit higher. 2 tenths up now. Maybe it's a little bit deep. Gets a nice second apex though. Staying purple middle. Can he carry that momentum through the final sector and improve his qualifying position? Maybe get himself in the front 2 rows. There's a car off there. That's an Alpha Tauri. And he misses his apex a little bit for the final. It's not going to be pole, but where can it be for Gareth? It is P4. Gets himself onto the front 2 rows and 3 places ahead of Y Racer. Here comes Tony. Tony goes P7, knocks Y Racer down to P8, so it's good for Gareth. What about Jack Craig? Can he make Y Racer's day a little bit worse? He can't, just under a tenth behind, and that is qualifying done. Lyo, not on a natural lap. He was 4.5 tenths up, so he could have made himself into the top 7 if he would have set the lap, but he didn't. He's gone, so he's like in 10th. But Dave definitely having a horrible qualifying there. Nearly 20 seconds off pole, but it's rocks on. Let's go to him. We do not have a spectator menu thingy. So. Oh. There we go. Yep, I think we're working now. So there's Robson on pole. He's in the pit, so we can't actually see his car, but it's pole for the Haas. And Haslager in P2 on what I believe is his debut. So that is a very good first performance for him. So we actually do. Lyo's lap was on the medium, so I did mention you could maybe see certain mediums, and we have had 1 medium runner. That won't affect the race starting tyre anyway. Lyo will probably still change what starting tyre he goes on, maybe the hards. He might stay on the mediums, but it won't be that set of mediums. I'm pretty sure, but it's Robson on pole with Haslager in second with Kev Rusky, the Ferrari man who's shown pace all season in third. Then Gareth, the man looking to win the title today, in 4th place. And it's Excite, Lee the Reaper in 6th, Tony 7th, and our other championship contender Y Racer in 8th, with not the best qualifying, Jack Craig 9th, Lyle on the mediums round up top 10. And we'll have a look at the rest when we get into the race. Will it be a dry race? That's the next thing on the agenda. Will it be dry? So as we wait to load up, I will actually get up all the situations, I guess I'll say, where Gareth can win the title. It is dry for the race. We all have our 2-minute break before drivers ready up, but that just gives me time to run you through the outcomes that could see Gareth win the title here today at Imola, at Ferrari's homeland. So, if Gareth wins, Yuri must finish second with the fastest lap. And so yeah, that will win Gareth the title. If Gareth finishes second, Yuri must finish 4th with the fastest lap. If Gareth finishes third, Yuri must finish 4th without the fastest lap, although obviously the fast lap will help. If Gareth finishes 4th, Yuri must finish 6th with the fastest lap. If Gareth finishes 5th, Yuri must finish 7th or higher. Because actually, we've already readied up, so I don't believe someone has followed the 2-minute protocol. So there might be a bit of drama in the chat for someone getting told off. There's Robson starting on hards, in fact. We'll quickly run through. I'll run you through the. I'll just give you live update on the championship situation. We will focus on what tyres people on for now. So Robson on hard starting from pole, but then everyone from second all the way down to 16th or 15th is on the mediums, and then Acorn in 16th starting on the hards. Then N89 Buzzer and Jordan, 17th, 18th, 19th respectively on the mediums, and then Davo having a poor qualifying, having to go for an alternate strategy to try and find himself, working his way up the grid a little bit, deciding to go on the hard as well. So 3 hard runners, 17 medium runners. It should be exciting. If Robson can hold on to the lead, that will be crucial. But it's quite a long run down to turn 1 here at Imola. You can see on the track map, it is one of the longest runs down to turn 1, especially without Russia in the calendar. It may even be the longest, bar Mexico maybe. Mexico might have a longer run. But anyway, there's a short lap around here, the formation lap nearly coming to an end already. But here we go. It is this man who has all the pressure on him today, along with Y-Racer in the Red Bulls. Ooh, we nearly loses it on the formation lap. Maybe the nerves getting to him just a tiny bit. Quite a lot of field spread here. Look at Robson already coming up to his grid slot. Meanwhile, Davo at the back of the field has only just exited the chicane, so could be a nice long wait on the grid for him. I think he's angled his car very drastically there as Robson to come across Haslager at this front. Haslager gets disqualified, so that is an advantage to Robson. I do enjoy seeing these drivers try and line up because most of the time they mess it up. Kevrisky messing it up as well, so is Excite. Gareth being very cautious coming to the grid. Y-Racer getting disqualified as well, but Gareth doesn't mess it up. It proves why he's fighting for the title with Lyle messing it up. A lot of drivers struggling with getting on the grid. But anyway, it's time to look at the front. Oh, we're going to have a terrible camera angle, aren't we? I think we are. As it's nearly time for the start of this race. Here we go. It's 3, 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out. And away we go here at Imola. We get a terrible camera angle, but Robson seems to have had an alright start. In fact, no. There goes Kevrisky and Haslager. Oh, huge crashes. Newgarden now. Lee having a crash as well. That is a massive crash before we've even got to turn 1. What's going to happen in turn 1? A few cars being pushed wide over the big sausage curves, but no one seems to have lost it. It's Robson down to 3rd. But Kevrisky having a mega start there from 3rd all the way up to 1st. And Y-Racer, in fact, has got ahead of Gareth. So Y-Racer's had an incredible start, making moves, what he needs to do, and now going for 3rd place. Is he going to get it? He is. So Y-Racer having an amazing start there, probably gaining from the Newgarden incident that they unfortunately missed because of poor camera angles. But he's up into 3rd now, can chase down these front 2, and Gareth is in 5th. He needs to dispatch of Robson quickly from those hards. Those hards not providing the grip off the start of the race that I'm sure Robson would have hoped for, but did he? No moves for the lead. It was a little dummy there from Haslager. I think that's the pronunciation I'm going to go for, Haslager. But everyone else seems to be alright except for Lee, who I believe was involved in that incident with Newgarden. Haslager though, only 2 tenths behind Kevin, but that does jump up to 3 and a little bit tense now. Let's have a look at this run down to turn 1. We'll take the tyres away so we can see more of the screen. Kevrisky doing the fastest lap of the race. Here comes Haslager burning a bit of battery. Let's get the battery up. There we go. Is he going to go for a move? No, he's going to hold position for now. There are moves going on further back with Mike and George. Mike getting the move done. George went a little bit wide. Could that allow Lyle to maybe have a cheeky gander? I don't think so. He's going to settle for 11th position. But lead change. I'm not too sure what's happened there. I think Kev may have made a mistake, and that has allowed Haslager through on the Ferrari man. As Bazza has an incident and is now down to 18th place. As N89 also having issues there as well, and he finds himself down in 18th now as well. But it is these, in fact, Haslager are pulling a bit of a gap there, 8.5 tenths already. So Y-Racer will probably be wanting to get past Kev pretty quickly. And look at this straight line speed that he's got. Y-Racer is going to go for a move down the inside into the penultimate corner, is he? He is. Kev tries to run the outside and actually does an incredible job there and holds on to 2nd place for now. But look at the gap that Haslager's got. He is 1.2 seconds clear already, and he's out DRS, so this is not looking good for Kev. As here comes Y-Racer. is going to try and go all the way around the outside. It's not really an overtaking move that you see often, but he manages to do it. That is incredible there from Kev, from Y-Racer, sorry, to overtake Kev around the outside through the Tamburello chicanes. What about Rob's on? Maybe those times starting to warm up a little bit and providing the grip that he needs. As Lee has made a pit stop, you don't want to see the stops, it's not going to be position changes, so our highest gainer is actually Y-Racer, he's gone up 6 places, so he had a poor qualifying, but it's definitely made up for it in the first 3 laps of this race. Going all the way from 8th place up to 2nd, and definitely keeping the championship alive for a little bit longer if it stays like this. But it's this man here, Gareth, who needs to maybe think about making moves, and that is a bit of a mistake there from him through the chicane. It's going to allow Ryan to get right up to the back of him. Can Ryan do anything? Look at that, Gareth straight on his feet. Is he burning? He's not burning, sorry. That Williams just having very slippery in a straight line. So definitely a straight line oriented setup for Gareth. Not too much happening at the minute, but what about Tony? Wymer's setting the fastest lap, so he's showing that he does have the pace if he's in clean air, and let's see what he can do about that gap to Haslager. No overtakes happening into turn 1, maybe Lewis Craig pretty close to Davo. Still nothing happening though, so the hard runners struggling a little bit, and then Acorn's not doing too bad actually, he's made a few positions I believe. And there's our first time penalty of the race, N89, picking up a 3 seconds. So I wanted to keep a nose low, and I think Tony's had a spin. Tony has had a spin. Where is he? Will he be on the crypto board? He is. So he's spinning and doing a good job at playing it high from seat there. But that is not good for the McLaren man. The field nearly a massive McLaren sandwich with Hassler first and Tony all the way down in 17th. But N89 and Lee are struggling. Where is Lee on track? Lee is nearly a lap down already. That's not good for the Williams, especially in the constructors. We do need to remember the constructors in this. It is between Red Bull, Williams and Alpine at the minute. Red Bull will be scoring the most points, and yeah, each of the teams only have 1 driver in the top 10 at the minute. Well, actually it's top 12 that score points, so Acorn will be scoring points as it stands as well. So that is something else to keep note of in one of the championship battles. Ooh, Acorn! So maybe a little lunge to try and get Jack Craig back. I think Jack Craig overtook him with DRS, and then he tried to lunge it back, and that is George who has spun on the exit of Tamburello. And he's having a bit of an issue there getting back on track. He's lost at least 10 seconds there, so that's unfortunate for the Haas. But look at this gap out front. Haslager really putting in a good shift to stretch that gap to Y-Racer. So at the minute it seems Haslager is untouchable. Oh, wow, that was close to contact. Kev carrying so much more speed than Y-Racer into the corner and nearly touching the back of the Red Bull. Y-Racer seems to be struggling a little bit. That was quite a big moment for the Red Bull there. I think George may have had another spin, so it's going from bad to worse for him, especially with the other Haas in P4. This could have been a good day for Haas, but George struggling at the moment. But there is always time to make up for N89. Having a little trip through the gravel there. Let's have a look. Are there any overtakes to be made? Kevruski, sorry, burning, but not close enough to make an overtake. Here comes Ryan on next side. Ryan making the move, and that is a Haas off the track, not a Haas Ferrari. It's N89 just getting out of everyone's way, hopefully, so that's good to see. And in fact, Excite comes back at him. Excite comes back at Ryan down the inside into the second chicane and actually gets the move done. That is very impressive from the Mercedes to go in what's not really an overtaking spot and make the move happen. And these 3 kind of in a little world of their own. Excite, Ryan and Mike. Not really close to anyone there. Nearly 2 seconds in front of Lyle, nearly 2 seconds behind Garrett. So it is this pack of 4 from 2nd to 5th that kind of the action spot right now. As Kevruski seems to be maybe having a bit of a pace advantage over Y-Racer right now. Is he going to go for a move to the final 2 corners. He's going to look to the inside line as he breaks late. Y Racer trying to hold it around the outside, goes off track just a little bit. He's going to try and hang around the outside of the final corner. He's going to get pushed out just a tiny bit wide. Who's going to have DRS? It's going to be neither of them, I don't think. This could allow Robson to make it 3 wide. It's 3 wide down into turn 1. In fact, no, Kevrski's backed out, and now all single file again. Is Gareth going to go for the move? He is. And he gets the move done. That is Gareth up to 4th place. Now our 2 title challengers are next to each other on track. This is what we want to see. And battle it out for the title. As we have a few instances behind, that is Mike, but we'll keep on board with this. Not sure what's happened there. In fact, no, we'll have a quick look back. Where is Mike? He's facing the wrong way, getting himself back, going again. That could allow Bazza to come through. It will, so Bazza getting himself up to 14th, only 2 places off points now. Lewis Craig getting a penalty there, and oh, that is Excite. Excite has got a bit too excited and has lost the rear end. And he just taps the wall with his rear there. As he waits for a clear spot to spin the car around, and there it is. Excite, you need to plant the throttle, mate. You need to flick spin, but he's not got the turning circle, so now he's got to reverse. It's losing him so much time. So Excite was doing really well up in, I think he was in 6th, and now he's all the way down in 14th. 1089 picking up another penalty. I think that's his 2nd already. But yeah, we digress. This battle continues to rage on for 2nd through 5th. Here comes Y Racer. I don't think he's going to have enough speed to get the move done, so Rob's on now on those hard tyres. Maybe they're coming into a bit of a world of their own. But there is quite a big gap to P1. It's 4 seconds nearly, so he's got that to overcome. And Half-Life doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. As Mike pits after his little excursion. I believe that was a few laps ago though, so I don't know if this is a scheduled pit stop for the AlphaTauri, or whether it actually was this lap that he had his little accident. I think that is someone spun. Is that Lewis Craig? It is Lewis Craig who's had a spin now, so a few drivers struggling here. Bazza off the points positions. So a few people really struggling right now. But it's still this group of 4, and in fact past Vargas, that's the fastest lap of the race on 8 lap old medium, so he is really showing what he's got right now. And what I believe is his debut. Gap nearly 5 seconds out front, so he really is cooking up an incredible race, and what looks to be a race win at the minute. Gareth not really able to make any moves on Y Racer at the minute, but they are maybe starting to drop Kevrski a little bit. The gap is was 7.5 tenths, so but Kev really pushing a bit more now. And Ryan, in fact, he's within DRS now, so this is about to become a 5-way battle for 2nd place. If Ryan can just find an extra tenth or 2, then he'll be comfortably within DRS. Lewis Craig pits for a set of soft tyres, so aggressive strap from Lewis Craig there in the Alfa Romeo. As I believe Ryan has found those few tenths I was on about, and he will get DRS from this lap, as long as there are no major mistakes on the Alpine's part. As in fact, what's happened there? That is Gareth overtaking Y Racer. I think Y Racer's had a little moment there on the exit of the chicane, and that is our championship leader ahead of the man in 2nd place. So Gareth hunting to win the title today, but he won't have DRS, and Y Racer will, and also he's burning a little bit here. So I think Y Racer might get him straight back. Here he goes to the outside. I think it's going to be quite an easy move. And Gareth, not really putting up defence, knows that it's not worth fighting at the minute. There are still 22 laps of this race left, and plenty of time to get back at him. Ryan picks up a penalty. He also lost a little bit of time there as Jack Craig making a move on Jordan in the AlphaTauri. Here comes Jordan back at him. Going to look maybe for the inside line into this chicane. He backs out though wisely. Well, Jack Craig does leave the room. That's going to compromise him, and that is a great switch right there from Jordan. Really setting up the Alfa Romeo nice in the Alfa Romeo. Comes back down the inside. That looked like they were about to touch, but great racecraft from both of them to avoid any contact. Incredible battle in here in VSL F2 as they go side by side through the 5th gear left-hander. They're taking it third there, Jack Craig. But now Y Racing needs to get on about closing that gap to Robson, using all the track and more. I'm sure Gareth will be taking note of these excursions. Ryan though, losing the back of this train just ever so slightly. Does get himself back in DRS though, so I think he will have it for this straight, although he just lost it there. Be interesting to see. But one man that definitely won't have DRS is Y Racer, and Gareth will be all over his rear. But Ryan didn't get DRS, and he doesn't have much DRS either. Neither does Y Racer, he's only on 6%. Gareth, meanwhile, got half his battery and a little bit more to play with. There's the others in sector 2, that is George, and George is up at the race. As we have a safety car. The safety car is out. This is good for most of the drivers, but I don't think this is good for Robson, who definitely wouldn't have wanted a safety car. Although it does kind of bring them all back up to Hassliker. Hassliker wouldn't have wanted a safety car because he seems to constantly have the pace to beat all of these lot today. They just don't seem to be on his wavelength. Let's have a look. What are these leaders going to do on the strategy side of things? I imagine we'll see most of our medium runners come in and pit for hards. So let's have a look. Here comes Haslager through the last 2 corners, getting held up a little bit by Williams. Will he dive off into the pits? He will. But interestingly, what is Robson going to do? I don't know if mediums can go to the end, but he's going to pit for something. Don't speed. Definitely don't speed. They are all pitting, absolutely everyone. As there goes the marker board there, getting taken out by that bollard. Absolutely everyone pits. That's Lager there. Is he getting held? Does that change a front wing maybe for Haslager? As Robson is going to come out in front of him. He is. So I'm not sure if that was a change of wing for Haslager, but that was a long pit stop. And he has lost the lead. So Robson on fresh mediums is going to, well, be in the net lead, because Acorn, who started on the hards, has actually stayed out on track. So it is it's Haslager now in net second, but Robson in the lead. Well, Acorn actually in the lead. Can he do a job for a teammate Ryan, who does seem to have decent pace? Can he try and hold up the cars in front and maybe get Ryan into a podium position or better? But a lot of this field now, you can see a lot of people on fresh hards. They got it on mediums, and Lewis Craig on soft, and Clive hasn't taken the opportunity to pit again. Let's have a look. How many people are a lap down? So I am pretty sure Tony is a lap down. Tony just about being lapped, and N89 also a lap down. So Lee is our last car on the lead lap. N89 picking up another penalty under safety car. That's not what you want to be doing. That is maybe just lapse of concentration from the Ferrari, and I think that's his 3rd penalty already. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. N89 actually on 19 seconds. I'm not sure how he's managed to do that, but it's quite impressive. He's getting over second worth penalties every lap. That is a bit of a hold, I think. Look at the positions gained and lost. Acorn, although he does still need to pit, he's up 15 positions. So, I mean, it looks good now, but it's not about where you are right now. It's about where you are come the end of the race. And let's see how he does manage to do. As Lee, speeding under safety car, gets a drive through. I'm not too sure how he's sped under safety car, because surely the Delta has disappeared by now. I think that's very unfortunate for the Williams. I'm not sure why the Delta is still there, because surely he can't have a Delta because he needs to catch up. I'm not 100% sure, but it is a drive through for him. And yeah, he can't sub that obviously under the safety car, so he's going to have to wait till it comes in and then serve it. But that is unfortunate for the Williams. As he will be the final car to catch up to the back of the pack. Will he manage to do it this lap? I don't think. Actually, he might. Oh, what's happened? What's happened? Acorn? Acorn has spun from the lead. Our leader, Acorn, who was on old tyres, has spun and now finds himself all the way at the back of the pack. That is disastrous for him and the Alpine team. As there we have a Ferrari going off. That's N89, I think, just dropping to the back of the grid. Doesn't want to get in people's way. But the safety car in this lap, and it's now Robson who will take charge and decide when we come. I'm going to have a quick sip of my drink before we get going, because I think the action will be coming in waves. A nice coffee to get me really pumped up for this race. But here we go. When will Robson decide to go? Will he go early or will he go late? It's up to his imagination. And he's gone now. He's gone quite early. Has he caught Haslager sleeping a little bit? I think he has. I think he's caught everyone sleeping. So it's a good restart there from Robson. Obviously with the medium tyres, he will have a bit of tyre damage for the first 5-6 laps of this thing. And he's weaving. Get a bit of tyre temp. Haslager burning quite a lot of battery there. I think 67% already. And here's Ryan or Kev Rusky. Ryan getting the move done. So the other Alpine trying to get moves done quick and get himself up into the top 5, which he has successfully done. A blue flag for somebody. It'll either be Tony or N89, but Lee serving is currently there down in 16th. And obviously Acorn still needs to pit. We'll take the tyres away for now, so we can see more of the screen. There we go. As it's Haslager who needs to focus on keeping within 1 second of Robson for these first 2 laps to make sure he gets DRS on that 3rd lap and can get pulled along. As it's Kebrisky actually come back there on Ryan. What has happened to Ryan? Ryan having some issues maybe. Has he got front wing damage? What is happening to the Alpine? Does he have wing damage? He does. I don't think he has a front wing. What has happened to that Alpine's front wing? Migrating host. Newgarden has left. He's retired earlier in the race. Robson made a mistake. Wait, no. What has happened? I hope I'm disconnected. I very well may have disconnected. Because everyone appears to be an AI? Are they? I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a look. Oh, I believe they're not in AI. I'm not sure. There's what's happened? Haslager? I'm very confused what's going on. I really don't know. Oh, there's contact there. I'm pretty sure this is AI racing right now. But that doesn't look like AI. I do not know. I think something's going on. We might have a broken lobby. Anyway, we'll carry on as we were. His new guy, Y-Racer now has a 1 second lead out front over Gareth, the championship rival. Here comes Kev. That is definitely not an AI. So we know Kev is actually driving. I'm gonna say everyone is actually still driving. So it is Y-Racer who has picked up a penalty that I must have missed in all the chaos. As now Robson has apparently done the fastest lap, even though he is very far behind. I may quickly try and leave and rejoin the lobby. Just quickly, see if we can fix this glitch. Oh no, copyright music, get that off. Give me a quick minute. Yeah, I need an invite back, so hopefully we get an invite back quick. I'm gonna keep. I'm not sure how to set music options turn off. EA music, here we are. Turn off. There we go. We should be alright, not getting done in anymore. So please hang with us. We will try and get back in as soon as possible, but yeah, it was. Oh, God, I thought it was about to kick me off the game then. Let's hope that we get an invite back soon. Yeah, I guess we just have to sit and wait and pray that somebody has seen my message in the chat and manages to invite us, because otherwise we will be stuck, and yeah, that's not good. So yeah, but it was a very interesting race up to that point. We obviously Robson, I believe, was winning, even though he wasn't visible on my screen, and I think a few people were very decent and disappeared, and it all seems to have one new guy and left, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we will wait and see if we can get an invite back, because we don't want to miss potentially Gareth winning the title today. That would be a massive shame. But yeah, hopefully we do get back in. And yeah, obviously not the best situation. Yeah. What can we talk about while we wait? I think it is maybe likely that Gareth could win the title today. He did seem to have a pretty decent pace. Obviously, I don't know what's happened since I've been gone. There's no way for me to know. So he could be out of the race by now, and absolute drama could have kicked off. But we will not know until we get back in, which is hopefully as soon as possible. Um, but yeah, we just have to sit here and wait. I mean, I really don't know what we can do. It's just unfortunate, really, that the lobby decided to break on potentially a title. Well, I just accidentally clicked on potentially a title-winning race. But yeah, a huge shame. Hopefully, we get back in though. I really don't know what I can do to pass the time. I don't want to end the stream, because we may get back in a minute. Hopefully, I'll give it 5 minutes or so. See if anyone does invite us back. And if not, I don't really want to give up, because it's obviously such an important race. Yeah, we'll have a look at the potential title winning car, the 2021 Williams. This is what Gareth is driving today, as I do my best to try and entertain you when everything's going wrong. So do bear with me. I'm not too sure what we can talk about, but yeah, Gareth having a great season, has been the man to beat. He went on a 4-win streak, I believe, earlier on in the season. At least that's what I seen. I've missed 1 or 2 races this season. I did have COVID a few weeks ago, so unfortunately I missed a race, and also I wasn't in the league for the first round, so I did miss that one as well. But every other round I have brought to you to the best of my abilities, and we've had a very good season so far. Oh, excuse me, and it's not over yet. There is still this week and next week, and I believe there are more races after that. Let me get the calendar up. We can have a look at the calendar. Give me just a minute. So yeah, we have this week in Portugal. We actually have 3 rounds after this. So next week we are heading to Zandvoort in the Netherlands, and obviously the title could be wrapped up by then, but there are no guarantees. And then off to Brazil, which is our third and final sprint race of the season after we had one in Miami and Britain. And then we will round off the season, round 16, in Abu Dhabi for the new and improved Abu Dhabi circuit. And that will round off what has been a very good season here in VSL F2. But hopefully we get back in so we can see potentially our VSL F2 champion crowned. But yeah, I think we'll talk about some of the other drivers that performed well, in my opinion, this season while we wait. I'll give it another couple of minutes, and if we don't get him right back, unfortunately, I'm going to have to. So yeah, let's have a quick look, and then if we don't have an invite after that, we'll unfortunately have to give up. Give me just a second. Let me get the standings up so I can have a look. Here we go. So obviously Y Racer and Gareth, 2 title challengers, both had great seasons. Along with Ryan in the Alpine, they are pushing for the constructors. I don't know how that's playing out at the minute, obviously for certain reasons. But also, I think Kev has shown very good pace, but just not had the consistency. Along with Lyo as well, he's had awful luck, especially in the beginning part of the season. And Ryan Berry's also been a standout for me in the races that he has been at. He hasn't been at every race. He has had a few missed races. He has been very quick. But yeah, I don't think we are going to get back in, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to end the stream here. And then next week I will let you know. We'll just go on our Twitter, VSL Twitter, in about half an hour. I'm sure if Gareth does win the title, it will be announced over there. So make sure to go check that out in about half an hour. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're getting back in, so I'm going to have to end the stream here. So thank you all for watching. Sorry I couldn't bring you a full race, but we will be back next week at Zandvoort with potentially a champion on our hands. So yeah, I'm sorry about tonight, but yeah, join us next week. And yeah, see you then.